Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and today I wanted to share with you my next bi-monthly TBR. So this bi-monthly TBR is going to consist of books I want to read throughout the months of July and August, though mostly July because I believe the NEWT's Magical Readathon is taking place in August again this year, just like it did last year. So I am going to try and spread these books over the 2 months, but if I can't get these books to fit in with any of the NEWT's prompts, then I'll mostly have to try and read them for July. So I'm looking forward to all of these books. I think they're good ones. Some of them I've had on my bookshelf for quite a while, and some of them are going to progress me a little further in a couple of the series that I want to work on completing this year, or at least within the next couple of years. So the first two books that I want to read over this bi-monthly period are A Clockwork Angel and A Clockwork Prince, both by Cassandra Clare. Darshell and I over at Books and Planners have been doing a buddy read of the Shadowhunters Chronicles, and we finished the first three books in the Mortal Instruments. We finished them, I think we read the third one this month, which is June, or maybe we read it in May. I think we read it in June, but we're just continuing our buddy read of it. Neither of us have read any books in any of the series, so we're 3 books down, and now we're reading it in the order that Cassandra Clare recommends. So breaking up the series just a little bit and going from City of Glass to City of Angel, which is third book in the Mortal Instruments and then first book in the Infernal Devices. And then Clockwork Prince is the second book in the Infernal Devices. So we'll probably read one of them in July and one of them in August, assuming we can make Clockwork Prince work within our NEWT's Magical Readathon prompts. We'll see about that. If not, we'll save Clockwork Prince for the next couple of months. But those are two that I am really looking forward to reading. The Shadowhunters Chronicles weren't a series that I had originally intended to start or attempt to finish this year, but Darshell and I think she had commented on one of my book hauls where I had the first book, which is City of Bones, and suggested we do a buddy read of them. So this is a long series, but I am really happy with the progress we've made so far. So the next book I have, and this isn't in any particular order, it's not going to be like a specific reading order or anything like that. It's basically just how the books are stacked up in my thumbnail, to be honest. But the first book I have is The Color Purple by Alice Walker. This is a classic. And then it's basically, I picked this book because it is a classic. It's a book I've heard a lot about, I've never read, but also this is my pick for a diverse book to help finish off my Creating & Co. Book map. Honestly, like, I've heard about The Color Purple a lot, but I don't exactly know what it is. So it's the story of 2 sisters. One's a missionary in Africa and the other a child wife living in the South. They sustain their loyalty to and trust in each other across time, distance, and silence. It's a beautifully imagined and deeply compassionate classic American novel that's rich with passion, pain, inspiration, and an indomitable love of life. So I think this will be really good. And it kind of, I guess I have a theme of the South going on with a bit of my readathon, or not my readathon, but my TBR for these next 2 months. You'll see why in a little bit. The next book I have is Comet's Tale. It's How the Dog I Rescued Saved My Life by Stephen D. Wolfe. Comet was a greyhound. I believe he used to race, and then when greyhounds and such get too old for racing, they typically have to be adopted out to homes. And it's kind of learning how to transition a dog who is used to that high activity lifestyle into more of a house dog lifestyle, but it's a story about friendship between two former winners, both a little down on their luck, who together stage a remarkable comeback. Comet's an abused greyhound racing dog ditched by her owner, and Stephen Wolf was ditched by the partners in the company he founded. So it's just about their bond and faith in each other and how that will make them winners once again. I will probably cry. If you don't know, I love dogs like a whole heck of a lot. I have 2 rescue dogs, so any book that's about a rescue dog is usually on my TBR. So I'm looking forward to reading this, especially since I read The Art of Racing in the Rain last year by Garth Stein, and I just kind of want more books along that vein. This will be different though, because it's more of a biography than it is a work of fiction, and I believe it's going to be told from Steve's perspective and not from Comet's, but I do like those books that are about dogs that are told from their voice. I think it's always interesting how people write dogs' voices. So the next book I have is Boys of Summer by Jessica Brody. I got this on Book Outlet for, it was probably like 99 cents, or it was really inexpensive. But this is about 3 best guy friends and their summers kind of growing up and what it's like as they grow older. Just so the back of it says, "Welcome to Windlick Harbor, where the weather is always sunny, the water is the perfect temperature, and the boardwalk boasts of the best food around. Where best friends Grayson, Mike, and Ian first met as kids building a sandcastle on a cloudless beach day, and where this summer the loyalties of a lifelong friendship will begin to unravel." It seems like there are some deeper themes within this, so I'm kind of looking forward to reading a book that's told from guy best friends' point of views, because we do get a lot of like girl best friends' point of views. So I think this will be an interesting read, and it's young adult, so it's got nice big font, so it should be a quick read through. The next book I have, which is kind of why I said I guess I have a theme based around the South. I guess it's more like northeastern United States and southern United States. But the next book I want to read is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This is another classic that I've never read. I think it's usually classified as like a children's classic, but I'm not entirely sure. All I know is it follows 4 sisters during the Revolution or the Civil War, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's Civil War. So like I said, I've never read this story before, and it is one of my good friend's favorite books, and I'm really interested in seeing the new film adaptation, which has Saoirse Ronan and Emma Watson in it. So I would like to read that before the film comes out, which I don't know. I don't remember if that's supposed to be the end of this year or if it's going to be 2020. But it's a book that I really look forward to. And I know there's a lot of really good quotes about like reading and just life in general that come from this book. So maybe I'll annotate it. I don't really know. And then the last book I want to read is Out of Oz by Gregory Maguire. This is the 4th and final book in the Wicked Years series. I had read Wicked and Son of a Witch a couple years ago, so it was one of the series that I have on my bookshelves that I really wanted to finish this year. So I read A Lion Among Men in April. I believe April. So this is the last book I have, and I'd like to finish it sooner than later. It's kind of fitting too, because there's a shell, which is an what is that word? It's one of the characters' name is Shell. So it's kind of like a nod toward that. I can't think of what the word is. But yeah, so this one I think is going to bring together all of the characters we've met in the first 3 books and just finish out the story. I'm hoping Elphaba comes back in, and Fiero, but we shall see how that goes. I really like these editions because you've got the window, and then inside you've got different illustrations and things. So it definitely looks like the Cowardly Lion is coming back in. And so yeah, that should be pretty good. I know I'll obviously be adding more books to my TBR throughout the months and as I kind of mood read. But like I had mentioned in, I believe, my first bi-monthly TBR, this is just a way for me to have a little bit more freedom within my reading and not feel like I have to keep it so structured within a month and stick to such a rigorous TBR. So I like to spread them out over the 2 months and just pick 5 to 7 books that I want to try and read during those 2 months, and then sprinkle in other books here and there. I'll probably find books on Scribd and Audible and my library that I want to listen to at the same time as reading some of these books physically. And I might also try and see if I can get audiobook versions of any of those books, because I do have a lot more time for audiobooks than I do for physical books. So I would love to know what your tentative or concrete TBR plans are for at least July. Please do let me know down in the comments below if you plan on reading any of these books or none of these books and you just want to chat. Chat with me down there, and I'll speak with you there until my next video. Bye!